Okay. So, anyway, so it seems to me like something that we can do is learn to accept that suffering is always present. Just accept that, people. Accept it. I mean, I think the only way to tell people to accept that is to accept it yourself. People don't want to be told about stuff. Like, let me just tell you the way it is, okay? People want to be okay. They want to... Sorry, I'm getting bored because this is the third time I've said this. I messed with the camera last time. But people just want to be able to experience joy and accept suffering. So the way to do that is to basically show people that you understand and accept them, to be compassionate, and then model in the way that you do that the experience of joy amidst the suffering. Because people don't want to be told how to live. They want people to understand and to model for them how you can live with joy despite all the same suffering. But the thing is, you need to show people that you can deeply empathize with them. Because if you show them that you can deeply empathize with them, then they believe you. I mean, that's how you trust someone, right? So if they, and then if you're doing this in a way that with joy, with the light of joy despite the suffering, then you can't ignore that truth. Because they don't want to be told what to do and how to do it. They want to be helped. But the way to help is to connect with them on the deepest level possible while modeling joy and compassion amidst all the suffering. So that's what they want, is the experience of joy despite suffering and the acceptance of suffering in the absence of joy. That's what people want at all moments of all times. That's what they want. So it seems to me that what someone should do then is do that. Experience joy at all times and accept the suffering that currently cannot be construed by your own being or your own mind or whatever as joy. So the only way to teach people that is to do it, because otherwise you're just telling them, and people don't want to be told. They want to be empathized with in a way that shows that living with joy despite imminent and omnipresent suffering is possible. So the only way to show people, teach people how to do that, is to do it yourself. That's the only way to do it. Otherwise, you're just telling them. You're just an ivory tower. You're an armchair quarterback, backseat driver. People don't want to be told what's wrong with them. They already know what's wrong with them. They know way too many things. They know things that are wrong with them. They're wrong with them. So it's not about telling you need this, you need that, you need this, and that. It's about empathizing deeply and making a connection that's unignorable, inignorable. There's got to be non-ignorable, ignorable. That can't be ignored. And then envelop them and have them experience your experience of joy despite all the suffering and despite your ability to empathize deeply and honestly, thoroughly with truth and trust to their suffering and their confusions and pains. If you can do that in a deeply genuine way, they can't ignore it. And if you do that in the light of joy, with that, despite that intense suffering, they can't ignore that as well. And that's what people want, is how do you live life with joy despite suffering? And then how do you accept the suffering that you cannot do anything about? That's what people want. The only way to do it so that they can't ignore it, so you don't have to worry about it, is to be it. Live life, experience joy at all moments, and find the joy in the suffering that is present when joy is not, and accepting the suffering where you cannot yet find joy. That's what people want. The only way to do it is to be it. That's all there is.